And he starts his tournament with a bang and a fall as he will take on the winner, Patrick Woods of Brock Rathbun and Mitch Evans from Independence.
We'll go down there, Jamie. Rathbun has Evans on his back in a drive cradle. He's got it locked up pretty tight on the right side of Evans. He's trying to scoop that leg. Evans is trying to be defensive and stay off his back. These two met in the semifinals of the Walmack tournament with Rathbun getting the win over Evans. Drive cradle now by Rathbun. He's got it locked up tight. He's going to pick up at least two as Evans kicks free. Mitch Evans, very difficult to pin. And Rathbun is finding that right there. Now a leg cradle by Rathbun. Is that locked up? He's got to unlock it now. Evans is going to go belly down, but Rathbun stays with the cross body ride on the left side of Evans. So, Jamie, you talked about it. 43 seconds left to go. You'll talk about it again. We could have a possible 1 versus 2 in that quarterfinal round match here at 113. Finals match last year with Woods beating Rathbun. But tell you what, Rathbun turned the tables a couple weeks ago at the Walmack tournament. 25 seconds left to go. We're going to get a stalemate and right back to the center. It's only 4-0. Evans putting up a good fight, and Mitch Evans wrestling 3 solid matches yesterday for the Independence Mustangs. We'll talk about that later. They ended up in 3rd place, wrestling fans. We called 4th for them, but due to a technicality, they picked up the 3rd place trophy. 18 seconds left to go. Cross body ride by Rathbun again. Power half Nelson digs it in deep. Evans does a nice job countering the cross body ride. He's going to grab the heel and try to throw that leg over the top and sit out, and Rathbun does a nice job latching onto him one more time. First period over. Zach, pretty good effort for Mitch Evans that first period.
Yeah, absolutely. Mitch Evans doing a nice job of keeping Rathbun, not turning him to his back all that often. He got a 2 count there, but doing a nice job of staying underneath and staying square.
Well, Mitch Evans is very tough on top, but automatically on the whistle, there's an inside stand-up by Rathbun. Evans comes up with a crossbody ride on Rathbun. Rathbun latches on to the heel. Evans gets high riding now. Rathbun's going to try to shake him down. Rathbun up in a tripod stand-up. Evans very high riding. He goes back under the arms. Good position for Evans here. Now I think he's going to end up giving up 2 as Rathbun's going to shake him down, pull his head out the backside, pick up 2. Switch attempt by Evans. High leg over by Rathbun. And that's a 2-point reversal, 6-0 now in favor of Brock Rathbun, the sophomore from Center Point, Urbana, coached by Scotty Slifka, longtime coach of the Storm and Pointers. Rathbun is 42-0, Walmack champ, sectional champ, district champ, undefeated on the year. So having a very, very good season is Brock Rathbun. 109 left to go, second period. And Rathbun still riding, trying to lock up that cradle. Again, Mitch Evans, very difficult to turn. Rathbun gets high with the cradle. Evans could pull himself out. Rathbun very high with the cradle. Mitch Evans trying to pull himself out. Let's see if he can stuff the head of Rathbun. If he can grab onto the head of Rathbun and pull Rathbun underneath, he could do some damage here. 45 seconds left to go. First period, again, Rathbun very high, and he's going to roll Evans through. Boy, opportunity there for Evans there, Zach.
Right there, Roger. Mitch Evans needed to get that arm out there, and if he could have slapped that across his back and caught Rathbun on his back right there, that would have been his best bet. He had that arm clamped pretty tight, so that was very difficult for Mitch Evans to get that arm through.
Well, you're exactly right. Here's the start. Here's the restart. A long switch by Evans. Hard tight waist by Rathbun. He's got Evans on his back again with that tilt. Again, Rathbun very physical on top. Mitch Evans finding the going just a little bit tough. A 3-point near fall for the sophomore from Center Point, Brock Rathbun. 15 seconds left to go in the second period. Here comes a cross-body ride by Rathbun again. And the power half Nelson. Cross-body ride on the left, power half Nelson on the right. Evans trying to kick himself free. And a very good job by the number 1 ranked Rathbun here in the second period. Scored 5 points. Evans close, Zach, but we know what happens out here. Close doesn't count. You got to execute. You got to get the job done.
That's right. Mitch Evans got some matches underneath his belt here. We were hoping he'd come out here and keep wrestling the way he did in the state duels here. And now he's looking to get that turn here on top. He's very tough on top, like you've already explained. So he's got to keep working here, try to get at least the fall. 9-0 right now for Rathbun.
Well, you're right. 1:45 left to go, and Evans up on top. Half Nelson spiral right now by Evans. In the thigh with the left, half Nelson with the right. Now a short stand up by Rathbun. He gets to his feet. Evans is going to try to front trip Rathbun. Tries to step in front. Might get a stalling call. Evans with the half Nelson still. He's got Rathbun, got his head down. Rathbun tries to wing him down. And now a high leg over by Rathbun. Rathbun's going to pick up a 2-point reversal. Maybe. No points yet. Still got a scramble. Official was ready to give some points there to Rathbun. Evans came out of the scramble. Oh, boy, Zach again had the opportunity to throw Rathbun to his back, and he didn't drive him forward. Rathbun's going to high leg over and pick up a 2-point reversal.
Right there, Roger. You know, Mitch Evans had him close to getting thrown on his back, but instead lifted him right on top of himself instead of him driving forward to put him on straight onto his back. So eventually Rathbun, you know, was able to switch him and get 2.
Mitch Evans has been close. He picks up a 2-point reversal. I'm telling you what, he is wrestling very, very well this third period. He's been close so many times to throwing Rathbun to his back and picking up some big points. Now claw ride by Evans and a short sit by Rathbun. They're going to go off the edge of the mat. 11-2 is the score. Coach Doyle up out of his chair saying, stay with it, stay with it. Mitch Evans very tough on top, as we have talked about already. Our next wrestler will be at 126 pounds. That will be Sam Phillips from West Delaware. And then it'll be bang, bang, bang. You have to stay tight with us. Evans tries to step inside Rathbun. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there, but Rathbun's going to pick up a 2-point reversal, and now he's got Evans on his back. And Zach, I'm not quite sure what Mitch Evans was. He stepped inside, got himself kind of out of position, and maybe trying something to get Rathbun to his back. It didn't work as Rathbun picked up the 2-point reversal. Now he's going to pick up some back points here. 7 seconds left to go. And it's going to be a 16-2 win for Rathbun. Is going to win that match 16-2. Evans will get slapped to the backside. We'll have to wait and see who his opponent will be. Well, we know already it's going to be Kyle Anderson from Washington, who Patrick Woods pinned in 101. So that's a good opportunity for Mitch Evans. We'll see him in about an hour or an hour and 15 minutes on the backside. But Jamie and Zach, now we've got that matchup. We hope that would be another finals match, but we're going to have it in the quarters with Woods taking on Rathbun.
Well, I tell you what, and not such a bad deal. You know, you'd like to see it in the state finals, but if you're Patrick Woods, you lost that match earlier in the year, and I think that you might rather have that match take place in the second round as opposed to the championship round when there's how many thousands of people watching you, and you're in the spotlight, you're on TV. I think where you're sitting right now is pretty good. As Roger mentioned, last night when we signed off, we had Independence. We had thought that they finished in 4th place in the state duels. Thought they finished 4th place in that state duel meet. Come to find out that we thought they lost by 1. What happened was Creston had lost a team point as their coach. Their coach had had argued a call, lost a team point, which eventually tied the dual meet between the Mustangs and Creston. Well, they went to criteria. Both teams won 7 matches, and the next criteria is how many team points you lose, and because Creston had lost that team point, they lost the duel, and then Independence wins that duel by 1, so they finish in 3rd place, and the Mustangs move on. We are Class 2A, first round and first round consolations, as we will have them for you. We've got Patrick Woods and Mitch Evans in the books. Woods with a fall, Evans losing by a tough score there against a very good Brock Rathbun, who will see Patrick Woods wrestle tomorrow. Moving forward, Sam Phillips from West Delaware. He's going to take on Dylan Fortner. From Greene County. He's a senior at 37-4. Weight class 132, Connor Wickman from West Delaware. He will be up against Trevor Harsh from ADM Adele. He's a junior at 36-13. At weight class 138, Cody Neighbor from Beckman will be taking on Kane Blenderman from Sergeant Bluff Luton. He's a freshman at 33-20. At weight class 145, Chase Straw, the junior for Independence. He's going to be taking on Carter Cahill from Central DeWitt, who's a senior at 18-11. Weight class 160, Jake Voss from West Delaware taking on Brett Leschen from Albia. He is a senior at 50-1. Voss a senior at 39-4. At weight class 170, Brent Lammers from West Delaware. He will be taking on Grant Lehman from Hampton-Dumont, who is a senior at 34-10. At weight class 182, Kyle Fank. He's a senior, 46-1. He will be taking on Stephen Kinsinger from MOC Floyd Valley. He's a junior at 36-6. At 195 pounds, Matt McMillan from Independence will take on Seth Maitland from Creston. Did we see that matchup last night?
We did not see that. That was Grover and Maitland.
Grover wrestled Maitland and wrestled very well against Maitland for the Mustangs there. So we'll see that matchup here today with McMillan and Maitland. At weight class 285, we've got Daniel Pike from Monticello. He's a senior at 36-3, taking on Mitch Selesky from Independence, who is a senior at 16-11. And that is a look at our Class 2A wrestlers. We're waiting for Sam Phillips. We're at weight class 120. The 126-pounders have just been told to stand ready, so we will be up. Sam Phillips will be back in about 3 minutes here with Sam Phillips taking on Dylan Faulkner from Greene County. You're listening to state wrestling coverage on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH. And welcome back into the Wells Fargo Arena. We get you set along with Roger Reed and former West Delaware State champion Zach McCool. This is Jamie Baskey, and guys, this is day one, Zach, of the the two-way session. And you and I were talking this morning on our way over here that you almost like to have this first session because you don't have to sit around all day. Like your kids that have tough first-round matches, like your Jake Voss and Mitch Evans and those guys. You get those matches out of the way right away, and you don't have to sit around all day.
You know, that was very tough for me as a wrestler, was sitting around all day in a hotel. You know, even though you were able to come in here and practice and get loosened up, it was very tough to come in and wait till 3 p.m. or that second session or even that third session to come in like those 1A guys are going to have to do. You know, that was tough to wait around, think about your first match, waiting to come out and wrestle your first match at the Well, especially if it's your first time down here. It's very overwhelming. So I think this is a good opportunity for these guys to get in here, get done early, able to go relax after their first match. Hopefully it's only one match, if not two. So this is a good opportunity for your West Delaware Hawks right here.
Absolutely, as we will have Sam Phillips. He's going to be the next match called at weight class 126. And he is going to be up on mat number 4. So we will have Sam Phillips on mat number 4. He's going to be taking on Dylan Faulkner from Greene County. Our next wrestler that we'll be listening for is Connor Wickman from West Delaware. So we'll have him when he comes up as well.
Jimmy, we have two outstanding seniors right here. Faulkner is 37-4. Phillips is 39-4. That's 76 wins and only against 8 losses. So both these guys know how to beat people. Sam Phillips has had an outstanding second half of the season, only losing 2 matches. And this is Faulkner from Greene County. And I'll tell you what, these guys looked. If they changed singlets, they'd look a lot alike. Body styles, and you need your binoculars, Blindy. Blindy, yeah. Mr. Vassy. Here we go. We are underway. Phillips.
I haven't had my breakfast at the Well yet.
Your breakfast at the Well. I'll tell you what, we're going to get a storm outside, guys, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be a storm in here before this morning session is over. Phillips is going to have to put together another match like he did that first round of districts against a very good Momsen from Assumption. Here comes Phillips. He's got an overhook on the left side of Faulkner, and he takes that collar tie on the right side, and Faulkner finds his way off the edge of the mat. 134 left to go. Everybody's dream to come down here and wrestle. Sam Phillips, again, his first-time qualifier as an individual. He wrestled with the team last year as West Delaware qualified as a team. And now you're all about the individual here, Zach. There's a double underhook, and there's a headlock by Phillips. He's got Faulkner on his back momentarily. Faulkner rolls through, but Phillips is going to pick up a big 2.
Careful.
Phillips comes right to work with the claw ride. a wing down by Faulkner, and Phillips has to recover. Boy, that's a nice headlock. He picked the perfect time to feel the pressure. Now he's going to try to tilt Faulkner. He's got Faulkner on his back for 1,001. Now he's going to pick 2. Maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5. There's that tight waist tilt. We talked about that yesterday, Jamie, how important those tilts are and how easy it is to pick up a quick 3 points.
Well, it is, and a great job there by Sam Phillips. He's going to pick up a 2-point near fall, and you could see him working that move. Even though they came to their feet, he wasn't going to give up on it, and he did a great job of going through with it and rolling Faulkner through for 2.
That's a good start. You're up 4-0 now, 41 seconds left in the first period, and you got to keep going to work here. Again, Zach, yesterday we talked a little bit about if you got the lead, building the lead, protecting the lead, and not sitting on the lead, and that's going to be huge for Sam Phillips right now to keep building on that lead.
Always make your opponent feel uncomfortable, putting them in positions they've never been put in before. We look at Dylan Faulkner from Greene County. I'm unsure who those guys wrestled during the season, but if you can continue to get these moves in with a cradle right here by Sam Phillips, he's got Faulkner on his back right now.
This could be a fall. He's got it in tight. Faulkner's going to try to high bridge out of it. Phillips is going to try to kick his leg free. Faulkner doing a great job in a high bridge. I tell you what with 3 seconds left to go, Phillips is going to pick up another 3 near fall with a great cradle. He's going up 7-0 after 1. Great first period for the senior from West Delaware.
Absolutely right there. Like we just talked about, building the lead. He's out 7-0 now. That's very hard to come back after the first period, especially in high school wrestling with only 2 minutes on the clock. College, you can get away with a little bit of that with a little bit more time. So Sam's got to continue to build his lead right here.
And Faulkner's going to defer over to Phillips, and Phillips is going to come right back on top. And again, why wouldn't you? After a tilt and a cradle, maybe they know something about Faulkner that we don't know up here, but now a nice chicken wing on the right side by Phillips. He's got it locked up. And I'll tell you what, Sam Phillips has been all business, picking up where he left off last Saturday at the district meet. Chicken wing on the right side, inside wrist now on the left. Faulkner goes with some hand control. Nice front trip by Phillips as he drives Faulkner back down to the mat. Faulkner takes a face full of Resolite. Again on the solid blue mat with the white rings on it. Again, a nice job by Phillips, still cranking on that wing. Now Faulkner frees his left hand. Phillips now got to be careful here. Faulkner's going to try to roll him through, and Phillips comes up on top, and he might have Faulkner going to his back one more time. Boy, Sam Phillips can scramble. And now he's got chicken wing, and he's got Phillips turned, or he's got Faulkner turned with a tilt. And Faulkner having all kinds of problems with the tiltability of Sam Phillips right now. It looks like Faulkner is frustrated underneath.
Roger, the only thing I'm seeing a little bit with those tilts and everything going on right here is a lot of times Sam Phillips is rolling across his back. A guy that's able to tilt a lot also puts himself in danger of having a guy slip out and ending up on top and having you on your back. So I'd like to see Sam Phillips continue to work these tilts, but also keep his hips high, keep his back from exposing to the mat.
Well, you're right, Zach, and it's hip to hip, and you just called it right there. Phillips getting high on the head of Faulkner, and Faulkner might pick up a 2-point reversal, and he does, as Phillips got high with the cross body right. 7-2 now with 18 seconds left to go. There's a 1-point escape by Phillips. It's now 8-2 with 13 seconds. Faulkner tries a single to the right side of Phillips. Now Phillips reaches down on a snatch single. Got to be careful right here. Faulkner steps in the inside of Phillips. He's going to try to set up a chalice, and no points there. Connor Wickman just called on deck.
No, Connor Wickman's on mat number 8, so we'll have that one for you here.
Okay, very good.
Phillips gets finished up here.
Well, this Faulkner looks slippery on his feet, Zach, so Sam Phillips has got to shoot good shots, tighten them up, and stay in great position.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot here on Faulkner of a guy that's able to go feet to back really easily. He's been in double underhooks already. He's also, gotten in positions of being able to go feet to back pretty easily.
When you got this lead, you certainly have to be careful. And there's a single leg by Faulkner. Phillips is now going to try that sit back. Faulkner ends up in a headlock. Phillips is going to come out on top. Phillips has Faulkner on his back. 123 left to go. There's the fall. Sam Phillips with a fall in 4:28. Phillips will advance with a fall. A huge win by Sam Phillips with a fall in 4:28. I'll tell you what, that's the balance. 438. What'd I say?
28.
Oh, 438.
There you go.
438. I was so excited, Jamie. My math is a little off. Down on mat number 8, we have Connor Wickman. Connor Wickman at weight class 132 taking on Trevor Harsh from ADM Adele, and I think it's 0-0. It is 0-0. What a win by Phillips. He will advance now, and he will take on the winner. He's got another winnable match here, gentlemen. Parker Withun from Roland Story is 30-7, or Dylan Beaver from Benton Community. So Sam Phillips got himself in great position there with a huge win by a fall.
438 or 338?
Well, we're in the third period. It had to be 4.
Okay.
438. 128 left to go. Neutral position. First period. Wickman and Harsh from ADM Adele. Standing standing ready will be Cody Neighbor from Dyersville Beckman taking on Kane Blenderman from Sergeant Bluff Luton. 113 left to go. Harsh is a junior, 36-13. You know, Zach, if you're Connor Wickman, you got to get out and go right here. This kid has been beat 13 times. You got to get up early on him and build that lead and start the attack.
Yeah, we saw Wickman in on a double leg, got too deep, got in a scramble situation. It was a great scramble. It almost had 2, but you're exactly right. He's got to keep that pace that he started the match off with. Now it's slowed the pace down here. He's got to get in on his offense and keep his shots going.
Well, he's got to move his feet. Right now he's flat-footed, and Connor Wickman is best when he moves his feet. Harsh is very tall and lanky. Perfect opportunity for Connor Wickman to set up that fireman's carry that he's so good with. Harsh comes to a staggered stance, leading with that right leg, and Wickman with a basically square stance. Now good hand control by Wickman. 20 seconds left to go, 24 seconds left to go, first period, and Wickman working a little head slap on Harsh. Long single shot by Harsh, reshot by Wickman. Off the edge of the mat they go. Connor Wickman with 17 seconds left to go. Boy, it'd be a takedown would be huge right here to win to that second period with a 2-0 lead. But with 9 seconds left to go, it looks like we're going to go to the second period with Goose Eggs up on the board, 0-0. The third senior for West Delaware. West Delaware 5 qualifiers, 4 of them are seniors. Brett Lammers, the junior, lone junior in the squad. And it's going to be Harsh's choice. Is going to defer over to Wickman, and Wickman is going to go back on his feet, go neutral. So again, maybe Wickman is afraid of the legs of Harsh, but Harsh right now in on a low single. Wickman with a hard whizzer. Harsh has the left leg of Wickman picked up. Wickman with a nice whizzer. Now front headlock by Wickman. Knee tap by Wickman. He had Harsh going momentarily, and great defense there by Wickman, Zach.
Yes, absolutely.
That was a great whizzer. What I liked about that whizzer is he was real heavy on the hips, and Harsh could not pick him up off the mat. Wickman now trying to set up his fireman's carry. Wickman in on a single, and Harsh finds the edge of the mat. Again, mat number 8, the farthest mat to our east. Again, a gray, gloomy day outside here. Rain, drizzle, fog. I'll tell you what, but we've got a lot of action, a lot of action going on inside the well to start this morning session. The first round of the 2014 state tournament right here, and we will be wall-to-wall with you from here till Saturday night. 1:08 left to go. Front headlock now by Harsh on Wickman. Wickman trying to short drag out of it. Under a minute to go. Second period, it's still 0-0. Neither wrestler has made a dent in the other's defense right now. We're going to get a stalemate. We have to go back to the center.
Roger, right there, Connor Wickman taking a few shots here at the same time as he's shooting with his head on the mat. So he can't see where he's going. He can't see where those legs are at. So he's got to do a better job of keeping his head up when he's getting into his shots.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Zach. And the other thing I don't like about Connor standing flat-footed, and that's not when he's wrestling his best. He's wrestling his best when he's moving side to side, in and out, and creating some angles and really working the head. Right now he's got a great opportunity to work the head of Harsh, and now he finally goes with a left collar tie and gives Harsh's head a couple of snap downs. But with 20 seconds left to go, we might go the third period with this thing tied up again at zeros. There's a 2-on-1 tie by Harsh, and our scorekeeper is blocking the clock down there for us. There's a long shot by Wickman, and Wickman now with a great opportunity for Kelly. And it looks like Harsh has a good scouting report on Wickman also.
Well, he's going to go down to start this third period. Connor Wickman's got to ride him tough, but I tell you what, if he comes to his feet, you don't want to sit around and get stalling calls or run the risk of him getting out late in that match. So you got to ride him out. If he comes to his feet, let him down. You got to go to work on your feet.
Well, this is a junior from Adel. He was a district champ. Wickman, the senior, 29-13. Harsh is 36-13. Their records are basically even here. And now you just got to attack. Don't want to give up 2 here. If you get in trouble, give up 1. Go to your feet. A takedown will win it. Wickman doing a nice job riding on top. Now Harsh gets to his feet. It's going to split the hands of Wickman, and it's going to be a 1-point escape. Harsh takes a 1-0 lead now, so Wickman's going to really have to get going here, create some angles, creating an opportunity to find that fireman's carry for a 2-point takedown and a 2-point near fall. There's a long shot by Wickman straight in. He's got a double. Nice down block by Harsh. Now Wickman's going to lift Harsh up. He's going to cut through the back door. Let's see if he can turn this into 2. Boy, you got to pull your head to the outside. Harsh goes to the scramble.
Sit back.
Wickman's going to try to sit back on Harsh. And again, the winner, the one with the head up, is going to win the scramble.
Hook the leg.
Wickman's now trying to hook the leg off Harsh, and we're going to get a stalemate. Boy, oh boy, 40-some seconds. That burned a lot of clock. That burned a lot of clock. Now Wickman, it was a good double shot. It was a straight-on double shot, but he was in deep and just didn't get the opportunity to come out the back door and finish it. 35 seconds left to go now. Yeah, you got to get going. Don't want to lose a match 1-0 in the state tournament, Zach.
That's right.
Connor Wickman has got to get going. He's standing flat-footed right now. Under 30 seconds to go. Connor Wickman with the tie now on Harsh. Harsh being defensive. Connor Wickman's got to push Harsh. On the edge of the mat they go. Under 20 seconds now. Wickman, I'm not sure he knows how much time's left. He takes a peek at the clock. And he's got to come right back to work with that shot and make it count. You got to shoot Connor Wickman. You got to go. Wickman in on a single. Let's see if he can pull his head out here. He's got to pull his head out here. Turn to the head and finish. No. Harsh went to scramble. Wickman's got to hook that leg. Hard crossface, Connor Wickman. Wickman, as time's running out, he's got far side 2 right there. Oh, Connor Wickman's going to lose this match 1-0. Got in on a shot, couldn't finish it. What a heartbreaking loss for the senior from West Delaware, losing that match. Losing that match 1-0. 2 opportunities there, Zach, for the senior from West Delaware. Give Harsh credit for being a good scrambler, but Wickman was in deep and couldn't get the takedown finished.
Roger, we go back to sitting there talking about high school, amount of time which is on the clock, and that's only 2 minutes. He rode out Harsh for 40 seconds, let him go. Nice stand up by Harsh, but then once he let it up, it's got to be go, go, go after that on your offense. And we only saw probably a total of 2 shots in the third period by Connor Wickman. We would have liked to see 4 or 5, even though he could have finished. Harsh did a nice job of scrambling right there. And it's just very difficult with a guy that's able to scramble when you get in on the legs.
Well, you're right. And what I liked, Wickman finally started shooting, and he presented some opportunities for himself. But I tell you what, he lost the opportunities. We'll have to see him in a wrestle back, and he will take on probably Ryan Fott from Clear Lake. He took on Bryce Leshen from Albia. So that's going to be a Wickman. We'll see that in about an hour, I would suppose. Now on mat number 3, Jamie, we've got Cody Neighbor, the outstanding senior from Beckman Catholic, taking on Kane Blenderman from Sergeant Bluff Luton, a freshman at 33-20. And Neighbor out early with the 2-point takedown.
Yep, Cody Neighbor, as you mentioned, he's got him on his back now as he's taking on Blenderman from Sergeant Bluff Luton. 33-20 is his record as he is a freshman. And Cody Neighbor I believe he's going to pick up some near fall on that.
I don't think he gave him any.
I don't think this guy over there, that official over there, we saw him yesterday, he's very slow at calling near fall points. So he's one of those guys I think you almost got to be buried before you get any points. But Neighbor is up 2-0, 54 seconds left. He's working a hard crossface. Blenderman, the freshman, Sergeant Bluff Luton, qualified for the duels, so they had 3 matches yesterday. So I'm not sure what Blenderman's record is. But I'll tell you what, you got 20 losses. You're in the state tournament. You're a freshman. If you're Cody Neighbor, you got to be physical here, get on the attack, punish, throw the freshman to his back, get the fall, and then get ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, show this freshman that you're a senior and you've been here before. Cody Neighbor is doing a nice job putting a lot of pressure on him. Looks like Blenderman is a defensive wrestler. He's trying not to go to his back here. So Cody Neighbor's got to continue to work on top, work his pinning combinations to continue to try to get some more back points. If not, get back to his offense, let him up. He took him down pretty quick.
Well, you're exactly right. And Cody Neighbor working tough on top, working for some falls. Working for some back points. First period's going to end. We got overtime on mat 3 with a good friend of mine. That's Elijah Dahl from MOC Floyd Valley and Teontae Parks of Davenport Assumption. Dahl with a late takedown to take the lead, and then Parks does what he does best, and that's scramble to get out of it. So overtime there. Cody Neighbor choosing down to start the second period, and the freshman from Sergeant Bluff Luton up on top doing a good job riding. There's a nice stand-up by Neighbor. He's going to split the hands of Blenderman. And Blenderman still latched on. That's got to be stalling there, Zach.
You would think so.
Holy mackerel. That referee let them up on their feet for over 10 seconds, and no stalling against Blenderman. But Blenderman, the freshman's doing a nice job controlling Cody Neighbor right now. Neighbor's got to get back to his feet. As easy as that first takedown was, he's got to get back to his feet. Outside stand-up by Neighbor, gets to his feet. Blenderman steps over to the left side now, chops, and Blenderman's just running a tight waist and a chop on Neighbor, but Neighbor has not been able to work any hand control.
Yeah, every time, Cody Neighbor got to his feet right there, and he never really got hand control to be able to split the hands. As Blenderman just got a stalling warning with that tight waist and chop, riding basically parallel right there. So, Neighbor was basically out when he got to his feet. He just didn't stay aggressive. When he got to his feet, he just stood there waiting for, I think, for that call or that stall call. Right there, you're basically out unless somebody lifts and return you, and Blenderman wasn't trying to.
Well, you're right, and Jamie, we talked about this. Blenderman coming in here as a freshman, but wrestled yesterday 3 matches, so ready to go. But there's a nice 2-point reversal. Nice 2-point reversal by Neighbor, and he's got a cross body right in, and he's trying to take Blenderman to his back. Neighbor's going to go up 4-0 right now, and he's working a Turk. And we'll see if he can cross-face Blenderman to his back. Blenderman doing a nice job staying belly down. Blenderman doing a nice job staying belly down, not giving up any back points. There's the fall, though. Neighbor rolls him through. There's the fall. So Cody Neighbor will move on in a 346 fall. A 346 fall. Neighbor will win by a fall. So the senior from Beckman will move on, and we'll check and see who he's going to wrestle in that second quarterfinal round match. And it's either going to be Kieran Roebuck from Knoxville or Joey Huntington from Creston. And it looks like it's going to be Roebuck is up right now 2-0. Upset in the making there, Jamie. Elijah Dahl from MOC Floyd Valley, coached by a good friend of mine, Lyle Lundgren, beats Teontae Parks in overtime 6-4. So nice job there by Elijah Dahl. He could not wrestle here last year. He had a torn labrum, so he had to sit out the whole season last year. Came back and qualified and won. So congratulations to him and my good friend there, Lyle Lundgren from MOC Floyd Valley. All right, over on mat number 2, we have the outstanding junior from Independence, Chase Straw. We got an all-Walmack meet right here, gentlemen. We got Carter Cahill from Central DeWitt taking on Chase Straw from Independence. And Jamie, have you done your homework today yet? Have you done your homework? We'll do that during break. We have not counted up the...
I got here just in time to go on the air. I don't think you think I had time for homework.
Well, we've got to count how many Walmack wrestlers there are here today in this tournament. So we'll do that. I'll do that during break, and we'll figure that out for us. There is a slew of them. We talked about how tough the Walmack is, and it's very highly represented here.
as we talked yesterday in the state duels with Independence going, that Northeast Iowa is very, very, very tough. Everybody around us and everywhere you go is basically a tough team that you have to get through. So that's something that's going to pay off for these Walmack wrestlers, is continuing to wrestle high-quality opponents week in and week out.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's a 2-point. There's a 1-point escape, a 2-point takedown by Straw, and I'll tell you what. Cahill almost had a 2-point reversal on Straw. Cahill, he's coming in here at 18-11, but he's wrestling very well. So Chase Straw cannot take Cahill for granted here. Straw now working a cross-face cradle on Cahill. He's up 4-1. And let's see if he can dump Cahill to his back. Here's Chase Straw, another offensive move in his arsenal of attacks. He's got a cradle locked up on the left side, right side, crossface cradle, hard crossface from right to left. He's got the left arm of Cahill right across his face, and he's trying to lock up that cradle, but Cahill's doing a nice job being very defensive. There's a cradle right there, Zach, if he could lock it up as Cahill tried to block that crossface. Now Straw's going to reach out and pick up that right knee, and he's going to throw Cahill to his back, and he's going to pick up 2 near fall out of it as Cahill rolls through. So it's going to be 6-1 right now. So Straw picking up where he left off yesterday, Zach. His record's now with 3 huge wins yesterday. He's 50-0 on the year, and he's trying to make it 51-0 with a first-round win over Cahill, and it looks like he's on his way.
Yes, he's doing a very nice job. At first I was going to start talking that Chase Straw was just a little bit slow coming out of the chute. Now he's starting to turn it on here and really working his offense, really working his good takedowns, his go-to moves. So he's starting to get through this first period here and doing a nice job.
And time's going to run out on him for this first period, but he's up 6-0. And yesterday in that second match, in that 20, Jamie, was that 23-8, his final score in that second match? It was a match something like this. I think it was only 5-1 after the first period, but he went on a takedown rampage, and Chase Straw ended up winning that second match 23-8, and scoring, I think it was 11 takedowns.
A lot of points in a short amount of time.
It was a takedown-a-thon. A takedown sprint for Chase Straw, again, building up those team points for the Mustangs in the duels yesterday. 1:43 left to go, second period. Cahill's going to go down underneath Straw. We'll see if Straw can go back to work here. Straw can go back to work on top. We'll see if he gets a little impatient here and lets Cahill back up, but he's going to scoop that arm. He's got an inside wrist on the left, and he's going to scoop that out to a bar. Now he's going to go around the head. And we'll see if he can slap Cahill on his back here. He's going to curl that head around and try to go hip to hip with him. Cahill again doing a nice job, but Straw loading that up. Zach, that was very patient for Chase Straw. He scooped the arm and then went around the head and was very patient, took the head down and then bumped him with his hips and set Cahill on his left side or his right side. Now he's trying to get the fall. If he can go chest to chest here, Chase Straw might end this match also. He's got Cahill on his back. Cahill trying to bench press Straw off. Straw's going to go chest to chest here and tee out. He's got a lot of time, 44 seconds. Be nice to end this match right here.
Roger, he needs to lift the head up here. He's still given the opportunity to keeping that front shoulder up because he's not lifting the head. He's posting his head off the mat, keeping his left shoulder off the mat. He just needs to lift that head, bridge, so he can flatten us out.
Now he's got a headlock position, and Cahill's going to roll through. And I'll tell you what, Cahill very Gumby-like here in this second period. Straw doing a good job trying to pin him, but Cahill showing some great flexibility. Here comes a crossface cradle now by Straw once again, and Cahill rolls through. 7 seconds left. And we're going to go to the third period with Straw up 9-1. So Cahill doing a nice job underneath.
Nothing against Chase Straw because he's doing a very nice job right here. But one thing that you like to see from a coaching standpoint, in your first match out state tournament with a guy with a little, not less of a record, but somebody that you've wrestled before, handled before, you'd like to see him work
like
his
that?
takedowns. Yeah.
Well, Zach, I think Chase Straw heard you from way up here. as he went right on. There's the fall right there. In 4:17, Straw will win by fall in 4:17. So he will advance, and it looks like he will have the winner of Trevor McLaughlin from Union LaPorte City, who's 44-3, and Bradley Irwin from Centerville, who's 41-13. Straw and McLaughlin met in the finals of the Benton Community Tournament, with Straw winning that match very decisively. We'll probably see that quarterfinal match. So, Jamie and Zach, that's a good thing. Chase Straw now has 24 hours to rest. He had a huge day yesterday. Now you can get a little bite to eat. You can rest, take in the tournament, and then get ready for that quarterfinal round match tomorrow.
Yeah, you can, and that's what you like. Come out here, get that fall, and sit back and get ready for tomorrow's action. Well, we're going to take a short break. Jake Voss, they just called the first match of weight class 152. Jake Voss is the very first match in weight class 160. So we will have that match for you. We will take a short break, come back. We have had some action already. We got Patrick Woods from West Delaware with a fall. Mitch Evans from Independence losing 16-2. Sam Phillips from West Delaware with a fall. Connor Wickman from West Delaware losing 1-0. Cody Neighbor from Beckman with a fall. And Chase Straw from Independence with a fall. Jake Voss is next. You're listening to state wrestling coverage from KMCH Sports. And welcome back into the Wells Fargo Arena. We've got it here for you. We're going to have Jake Voss from West Delaware, number 2 in Class 2A, taking on Brett Leshin from Albia, number 3 in Class 2A. What a matchup this is going to be, Voss and Leshin. We've been looking forward to this one since last Saturday when we found out that was the first round match, and here it is.
Well, Jamie, we talked about this yesterday a little bit. If you want to be the best, at some point you've got to beat the best. So why not beat them in the first round?
And we mentioned in our preview show, somebody who had a very similar road to the state title his senior year is sitting right between us. Zach, you were ranked number 1 in the state your senior year. Your first round match was against number 2 in the state. And then I believe you beat the guys that finished 2nd through 5th that year on your way to a state title. What's Jake Voss got to do here? Just stay focused and just remember this is another match.
That's exactly right. He's got to come out here, wrestle his own match. Don't look at your opponent's record. Don't look at his rankings. As long as you're yourself, you usually come out on top, and that's what I did back when I had a tough road. I knew I was good enough to win. You just got to come out here and wrestle.
Well, we saw Leshin yesterday be real slow and deliberate. He came right out with a short shot. He's got a quick first step, and he likes to go right low to the legs. And Jake Voss is going to have to keep his hands low. Sweep single by Leshin. He's in deep on the single. Voss with a hard down block. Voss stuffing the head of Leshin. Leshin now between the legs of Voss. He's got Voss lifted up. Voss wrapped around the waist of Leshin. Probably going to get a stalemate. See if we get a stalemate out of it. Leshin now is going to tip Voss to his right hip. And 27 seconds left to go. Voss is going to give up a 2-point takedown right here to Leshin. As we saw yesterday, Leshin very tough on top riding. He's got long arms, long levers, and Jake Voss is going to have to do a great job with hand control here. 1:12 left to go. Voss is down 2-0, and that's kind of what we saw Leshin do yesterday all day, Jamie and Zach.
Yeah, when he gets on top, he's tough. So if you're Jake Voss here, you got to come right out, get an escape, get back to your feet. Jake Voss, I think this thing's going to, we were talking down there, this thing's going to come down to a takedown. And Leshin got the first one. Voss is going to need 1 or 2 if he wants to stay in this match.
Well, he's got to come to his feet. Right now, Voss, let's see if he can hip heist out of it. He's going to pick up a 2-point reversal. He had Leshin on his back momentarily out of a standing switch. And Voss now is going to lift and return Leshin. This is where Jake Voss can inflict a lot of damage. He can be very physical on top, and that's what you got to do. It's 2-2 right now with 48 seconds, and Jake Voss now is right where he wants to be. He's applied a lot of pressure forward on Leshin, and Leshin finds the edge of the mat. We're going to get a restart in the center. So I like the movement. I like the hips of Jake Voss, and right now you got to punish on top.
This is exactly what we talked about earlier this morning. After watching Leshin wrestle yesterday, we think that Jake Voss can do a very nice job of getting a tilt here. Leshin likes to leave his hands there, get hand control, able to go feet to back with some tilts here. So hopefully that's what Jake Voss can get, is some cheap tilt points here.
Well, you're right, and there's a tight waist chop. Leshin came to a stand-up, and Leshin very tall. He's got about a half a head on Voss. Voss on a lift and return. Voss now with the front trip attempt. Leshin back to his feet. Voss has to take Leshin back so he doesn't get called for stalling. That's a nice job with 15 seconds left. So you got to ride out this last 15 seconds, keep Leshin down on the mat, and keep the pressure forward on his hands so Leshin can't get back to his feet.
This could be the difference of the matches. You know, letting late points and the end of periods is what really starts to tally up.
There's a switch right on the whistle by Leshin, and he's going to pick up a 2-point reversal. Boy, oh boy. Let's see if Voss can get back to his feet and at least score one. And I think that was... I think that caught Jake right by surprise there. 15 seconds left. He gives up a 2-point reversal. Now he's down 4-2 instead of being even Steven here. So he's going to go down once again. We'll see if he can get in a scramble situation with Leshin. This time come out on top with the 2 reversal and maybe some back points out of it. Leshin again very slow and deliberate. There's an inside stand-up by Voss. Now an outside stand-up. Knee slide by Voss. He's going to go to his feet. There's a 1-point escape. Now it's 4-3 in favor of the senior from Albia. There's Leshin with the tap and go. Again, using those long arms to try to penetrate that defense. And Jake is going to have to keep his hands down and continue working the head of Leshin.
Yeah, this is just something different than we didn't see yesterday with Leshin. Is he's actually getting after it here. Hasn't gave Jake Voss much of an attempt to take a shot. He's the one that's getting after it, taking a lot of shots here, getting Jake back on his heels on the defense. We'd like to see Jake Voss push forward, now start to get on the attack.
Well, you're right. Leshin deferred over to Voss. Voss took down, scored the 1-point escape. So see if Jake Voss can get in on a takedown. I don't think Leshin's going to tie up to Voss. There's a sweep single by Leshin. He's in deep again on the left leg of Voss. He's not letting Voss go to that throw by. Now there's a collar tie by Leshin. Voss doing a good job with a snap on Leshin. Let's see if Voss can attack a low level here. Maybe a sweep single by Jake Voss. 1:06 left to go. Second period on the edge of the mat. Short arm drag by Leshin. Voss off the edge. We got to circle back in. 1:03 to go. Second period. Weight class 160 featured first round match. Number 1 against number 2. Number 2 against number 3. Whatever poll you're looking at, we've got it for you right here. Leshin upset in the district final. I'm not sure by who, but that set these guys on the same side of the bracket.
Foster for me.
Foster, yep.
Oh, there you go. All right, 45 seconds left. First period, or second period. Voss needs a takedown in a huge way right here, gentlemen, to take that lead going to the third period. Voss on a sweep single, and Leshin does a nice job with those long arms, keeping Voss at bay. Again, Voss again still working the head, and hopefully that'll pay dividends come to the third period. Voss with the right collar tie snapping the head of Leshin. Leshin controlling the elbow, the right elbow of Voss, and the left hand of Voss. 20 seconds left to go. And we're off the edge of the mat. We've got to circle back in. Again, you got to pick the pace up, keep the tempo up. If you're Jake Voss, you can't let it slow down to Leshin's pace. He's got to get a caution.
He's got 2 minutes and 16 seconds here. He's got to pick up the pace here. Down 1 point, he's got to get after it, start taking shots all call, because it doesn't look like Leshin's willing to get into any shots anymore. So pick up the pace, get going.
Leshin now drops in on a single. 5 seconds left to go, and he's going to be content just to hang on. And I'm not sure, you might go neutral. You're going to go neutral, or you're going to go up.
I think it's Leshin's choice.
It's Leshin's choice. Going to cut him loose, or you're going to ride him a little bit. Try to get a tilt, try to get a turn, try to do something here. Let's find out. It's going to be Leshin. He's going to choose down. Voss is going to go up on top. And again, you can't give up. You certainly can't give up a 2 reversal here if you're Jake Voss. Again, third period underway. 4-3, that last second, that late reverse by Leshin. Now Voss goes to work on his specialty. He's got that left arm chopped. He's going to try to set up a ball and chain. Leshin working some hand control underneath. Leshin blocking off Voss. It looks like Leshin's going to be content to sit on that 1-point lead here. Voss is really going to have to keep the pressure on and hopefully get a stalling call against Leshin. 4-3 is your score.
Got the ball and chain hawked up.
Let's see if he can turn him with it. Leschen's crawling, trying to find the edge of the mat here. Voss trying to get a tilt on Leschen. Leschen right on the edge of the mat. Voss is going to hook up a wing, and Leschen does a belly slide off the edge of the mat, and that ought to be a warning. Hopefully Leschen suffering some of those ill effects of wrestling 3 tough matches yesterday. We'll see if this last 113, if Jake Voss can keep hammering, keep the pressure on. And again, you got to watch that switch on the whistle.
Yep.
Voss starts on the left, pops over to the right. There's a stand-up attempt by Leschen. And Leschen, again, burning some clock right here. Again, if you're Brett Leschen, a pretty good place to be because it looks like you're moving, but you're making the clock wind down. Voss has to do something here. You either got to try to turn him here or you got to cut him. Leschen to a stand-up, 52 seconds left.
Let him go.
They might get stalling against Voss. The referee's going to let him. They're stalling against Voss. You got to cut him right here, Jamie. 42 seconds left. Voss still trying to hang on. You got to cut him. Voss is going to try to tilt him. He back trips Leschen. You got 35 seconds now. And Coach, now you got to cut him right here. It's going to be 5-3. 29 seconds. You only got 29 seconds to work here. Shot by Voss, reshot by Leschen. Get him off the mat. Go right back to the center. Boy, a lot of time spent.
A lot of time spent right there by Voss trying to get the turn. Okay.
Come on,
got to get after it here.
23 seconds left. 5-3 is the score. Leschen from Albie up. Voss in on a single. Let's see if he can make it work here. 15 seconds left. Leschen in a hard down block, using that length and that leverage. 11 seconds left to go. Voss trying to pop his head to the outside. Leschen with 7 seconds left to go. Leschen in a down block. And that's going to end right here. We got 4 seconds. There's still time. There's still time for Jake Voss. And Voss with a low single attack, and that's going to do it right here. It's going to be a 5-3 win for Leschen. You know, Leschen did what he had to do to win this match. It wasn't pretty. Jake Voss not able to get on his offense. Again, a tough luck first round loss. You know, the dream of being a state champ is going to die right here. But Zach and Jamie, the big thing Jake Voss has to do right now is regroup, because you don't want to come back after that hard loss and lose another one in the consolation side.
Yeah, he's got to come back ready to go. You know, being a senior, even though your state championship is gone, you got to come back and try to get up as high as you can on that podium now. Don't be disheartened just because that happened. You much rather end your season as high as you can go.
Well, and you can still come back and get third place, and that's got to be the goal right now. And it looks like he'll be taking on Ryan Woods from Osage. That match, 5-3.
Was that Voss's final?
Yeah,
5-3?
Voss was 5-3. And we'll try to scan the crowd here. And that match, Holschlag and Woods, that match may be over.
Holschlag won by fall.
Holschlag won by fall. So it'll be a Voss-Woods match on the backside. And again, you got to take care of business. Woods is a senior from Osage at 36-13. Tough luck loss. Well, guys, we knew it was going to be a close match. You know, that was worthy of maybe a finals, a semifinals round match. We saw it first round, and what Leschen did is slowed the pace down, and Jake Voss was not able to wrestle at his tempo, not able to get his offense going, and now you lose a tough one, 5-3. And again, look back at the end of that second period where you gave up that 2-point reversal with 13 seconds left.
Yeah, and that was the difference of the match. You know, we talked, it's going to be basically a takedown match there. We knew it was going to be close. Unfortunately, you know, Leschen came out on top with the first takedown, and then on top of that, with like I was talking about, you can't give up points at the end of the periods. Those start to tally up. Those really start to put you in a hole. So unfortunately, then, you know, the ball didn't roll the right way and all that stuff. So, you know, hopefully Jake Voss can come back. That's what's the difficult thing about the state tournament is, you know, these tough districts with the 2 and 3, and then somebody's going to come out second place. You're always going to have somebody with a tough match because you have such tough districts. So that's the most difficult thing is somebody's going to have to wrestle those top guys right away. So just a tough draw. Like we said, Jake Voss definitely got to come back, be hungry, and get third place.
Well, let's take a short timeout right here as they're starting the 170-pounders. We'll have Brent Lammers taking on Grant Lehman here in just a minute or two. Let's take a timeout. You're listening to Hold by Hold action from the state tournament on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
And welcome back into the Wells Fargo Arena as we have Brent Lammers up for West Delaware on mat number 1. Brent Lammers taking on Grant Lehman from Hampton-Dumont. Our coverage on KMCH brought to you by the Community Savings Bank, Bi-County Disposal Incorporated, Jay's Auto, Bodensteiner Implement, Donewalt LLC, Riker Shoes, and Via Field. Brent Lammers up against Grant Lehman.
Grant Lehman, a senior from Hampton-Dumont, a Bulldog, North Central Iowa, coming into the tournament at 34-10. So, tell you what, he is short and stocky. He's built like a Bulldog, so Brent Lammers is really going to have to be physical here, and I like what Lammers is doing on the whistle, working the head, tap and go, had a double. Lehman found the edge of the mat. Short drag by Lammers. Lehman in a square stance, right in the middle of the mat, not moving, very robotic-like. There's a front headlock now by Lammers. Let's see if he can cut the corner on Lehman. Lehman doing a good job squaring Lammers off. Now a short drag by Lehman, and Lammers has to bail out of the front headlock and back to the feet. So Lammers working some offense right here. We can see Lehman is very defensive-minded, Zach. So if you're Brent Lammers, you got to keep with your offense, and one of them's gonna hit home here pretty quick.
You know, the other tough thing is not a lot of guys are used to wrestling right away at 9 o'clock in the morning. West Delaware Hawks, are starting a little slow. Not a lot of offense. Letting guys slow the pace down, stay in matches, or get ahead and hang on to a lead. We got to continue to get an offense going.
Lammers in on a single. Head to the outside. He's got to cut across now. He's got to lift that big leg of Lehman. Lehman showing some strength here. Lammers underneath, and he's got Lehman up in the air. He's going to take Lehman to his backside. That was a strength move right there by Brent Lammers. He was in terrible position, Zach, but what he did well is he got his hips underneath, and that enabled him to lift Lehman up and then take him to the mat for a 2-point takedown.
Right there, we would have liked to see him get down a little bit lower on that leg. Instead, he was fighting, the hips. That's one of the strongest parts of the body. Instead, he was really working those hips, and unfortunately had to lift and waste a lot of energy trying to lift there instead of getting down lower and dumping him or getting some, a lot of pressure on his other leg that he was standing on.
Well, you're right, but that was huge to make that takedown count late in that first period. So Lammers goes up 2-0. Lammers now is going to ride the right side of Lehman. Lehman coming to a stand-up, and he's going to split the hands of Lammers and score a 1-point escape. It's 2-1 now. Lammers with an overhook on the right side of Lehman. Lehman with an underhook on the left side of Lammers. And I'll tell you what, he's trying to set that throw up, and we're going to get a stalemate. West Delaware's been very good with that collar tie, underhook and collar tie. There's a short drag by Lehman. We're going to see some strength here by Lehman as he's going to pick up a 2-point takedown. We knew Lehman was going to be very strong, and he showed some strength right in there. Short drag to a single, and he set Lammers back down to his backside very quickly, and now Lehman is up 3-2 with 1:05 left to go in the second period. Again, with eight mats going, we're trying to spy around so we have our opponents. So we have our kids' second-round opponents. Lehman up on top, controlling the hips on Lammers very, very well. And Lammers has some work to do with 46 seconds. Let's get a stalemate. Thank you very much. And we do, as Lehman could have called Lehman for stalling right there as he sat over the leg of Lammers and didn't do anything with it.
This is not the time to ball up, Roger, here. This is the time to get going, get out. He's controlling the hips very well. You got to get to your feet.
Lammers with an inside stand-up, and he got himself out of position there. He didn't bring that other leg up. And a hard crossface now by Lehman. Crossface from right to left. Lehman showing some physicality right here as he curls the head of Brent Lammers around. And now he reaches down and picks up that left leg. This is a bad position for Brent Lammers. Not a very good position to be in. Lammers hanging on to the right leg of Lehman. Lehman with the crossface on Lammers. And you got to peel that crossface off and get back to work. There's 13 seconds left, and it's going to be Lammers' choice to start the third period. And I'm assuming that he will go back down. But the way Lehman's ridden him out, maybe you better go on your feet and try to take him down again. We'll see where they're going. Well, they're going to go neutral. I'm not sure. Brett Lammers is going to go down. Both coaches, I think, wanted Lammers to go neutral, Zach, and Brett said, I'm going down.
Hopefully he does a little something different this time around here. He's got to get to his feet and not get rode out.
Well, he came right with the inside stand-up again, and Lehman did a nice job sagging. What Brent did not do is finish the stand-up. He got the inside leg up, and then he stopped moving. And Lehman up on top, riding a hard, tight waist, and I'll tell you what, that is a tough, tough ride. And Lehman's out to the side. He's not on the legs of Lammers at all. Lammers had to post him back over that head lever. And there's 1:31 left to go in this match, and Lammers down 3-2. Lammers down 3-2, and we're going to get stalling now on Lehman. Thank you very, very much, Coach Payton.
This is time to get to your feet, maybe get another stall call with not being able to lift and return and something like that, and then hopefully get an escape. That'd be huge. He's got to explode here.
Brett Lammers just going right down. Lammers trying to switch, didn't get his hips out. That hard, tight waist by Lehman really has Brett Lammers frustrated right now. Lammers needs to peel the tight waist off, Zach. 103 left to go. Lehman again riding parallel. We might get a stalling on Lehman as he's got both the legs of Brett Lammers covered up. 54 seconds, and now we're going to get stalling against Lammers from going belly down. 48 seconds left to go. Lammers uncharacteristically flat on his belly, not using any of those explosive moves that we usually see. Lehman has ridden Lammers for a long time here, most of the second period and all of the third period. 32 seconds left. Lammers now finding the edge. 28 seconds left. The Hawks are 2-2. You got 2 on the front side, 2 on the back side. Brett Lammers does not want to be one on the back side. 28 seconds left. You got to score 1 here. You got to get to your feet and at least tie this thing up. Lammers right back to that inside stand-up. Now Lammers is going to try to roll Lehman through in a scramble. Maybe pick up 2 on the reversal. Boy's got to turn. 2. Let's see if he can turn and pick up 2. There's a 2 on his back.
That's a fall.
That could be a fall. He's got Lehman in a reverse half Nelson. 10 seconds left. That was great movement by Lammers. Get the fall, Brett Lammers. Put an exclamation point on this match. 3 seconds left. Brett Lammers is going to win this match by a score of 8-4. Lammers will win. I tell you what, he waited and waited and waited and waited. 7-3. That's right. He was down 3-2. Thank you very much. 7-3. That was one of those ugly wins, Zach, but down here the first round of the state meet, a win is a win.
Hopefully he got his jitters out that first match, first time, being down here in the individual state tournament here. A win is a win, exactly right. Any way you can get it done, that's the way you need to fight hard till the last second so you can get that first win.
Now, gentlemen, we got 2 matches going up. We got Matt McMillan from Independence. He's on the top of the bracket, taking on Seth Maitland from Creston. And over on mat number 7, we have Kyle Fank. He's on the bottom of the bracket. He's taking on Stephen Kinsinger, the junior from MOC Floyd Valley. And Fank out early. Jamie, you got McMillan. I'll spy Fank. And Fank out early on a 2-point takedown on the junior from the Dutch from MOC Floyd Valley. Here comes a cross body ride. And again, we thought we would see this from Fank, as we always do. Very, very good with the cross body ride. Kinsinger tries a switch on Fank. Fank with the long arm of the law comes with a hard cross face and pulls Kinsinger back down underneath of him. Fank 49-1, courtesy of 3 wins. This would be his 50th win of the year. Try to match Chase Straw. Kinsinger 36-6 on the year. There's a cradle by Fank. He gets very, very high on Kinsinger, and Kinsinger might pick up a 2-point reversal on Kyle Fank as Kinsinger took advantage of Fank getting way high with the cradle. 58 seconds left. There's a 2-point reversal by Kitzinger. So Kitzinger up on top of Fank right now. So uncharacteristic of Kyle Fank. And again, you hope they're not feeling a little bit groggy from that huge day yesterday.
And Brent Lammer's next match is going to be against Tyler Lutz, who defeated Dalton Folkerts from Albia 4-3.
So Lutz ranked, so Folkerts going down. That'll be a huge match. But Jamie, you're on the front side of the bracket, and that's huge. And now you can rest until tomorrow. All right, 37 seconds left. Kitzinger up on top of Fank and riding a spiral ride. Now a 2-on-1, and Kitzinger's going to cut Fank loose, and Fank's going back to his feet right now. 3-2 lead with 24 seconds left in the first period. Fank bobbing and weaving there, trying to set up a low single shot on Kitzinger. Fank definitely has a size advantage on Kitzinger. Kitzinger looks like he could be a 170-pounder, not very big at all for a 182-pounder, but you know, he's qualified down here as a district runner-up for Coach Lyle Lundgren of the Dutch. MOC Floyd Valley, first period over, 3-2 is the score. Jamie down on the far side at 0-0, McMillan and Maitland not doing a whole lot. We saw Jason Grover attack Maitland last night and really put the pressure on, so hopefully Matt McMillan is going to take a lesson from Jason Grover. All right, second period, Fank is going to be on top, riding Kitzinger.
End of the first period over here, still scoreless with Matt McMillan and Maitland. Seth Maitland from Creston. It's going to be McMillan's choice. He's going to go down to start this second period.
A sit-out turn-in by Kitzinger, and Fank has his right leg inside the left leg of Kitzinger. Now he has to kick it out, and he's going to go back on top of Kitzinger and try to set up that cradle one more time. Kitzinger now steps over the left ankle. Kitzinger steps over the left ankle, or Fank steps over the left ankle of Kitzinger. Now cross-body ride by Fank, and he goes back to work on the head and neck of the junior from MOC Floyd Valley. 1:17 left to go. Second period, 3-2 is your score.
McMillan's going to pick up a one-point escape, and it's going to be 1-0 here as he's going to go ahead. 1:44 left to go in this second period over Seth Maitland from Creston. Back to our feet as they went out of bounds, as both wrestlers just kind of slowing the pace, tied up as McMillan is going to break that loose. 1:30 left to go in this second period. First round, Class 2A, Matt McMillan from Independence. Second time he's been down here in just his sophomore season. Qualified last year, did not place, but is back to make the award stand this year as he's taking on Seth Maitland from Creston in the first round. We saw Maitland wrestle Jason Grover last night from Independence. Grover actually had a very good match with Matt McMillan, with Seth Maitland. Here's Maitland in on a shot and a high crotch. He's going to up to his feet, switches to, tried to double leg, and McMillan does a good job of fighting that off, and we're back to our feet. Just under a minute left to go in this second period.
And Jamie, Kyle Fank being warned for stalling. He's trying to set up that cradle, and Kitzinger is doing a nice job with hand control, not letting Fank set up that cross-face cradle. Now Fank gets out to the edge, out to the side. He's going to go cross-face far arm. And again, he's got the cross-body right in. Now Fank is going to pick up some back points here, and that's a nice job there as Kitzinger was being very defensive underneath. So instead of Fank trying to load up that cradle, he turned the hips of Kitzinger, rotated his hip and leg out, and he's going to pick up a 3-point near fall, and it's now 6-2 in favor of the senior from Independence, trying to go 50-1 on the season.
20 seconds left here in the second period with Matt McMillan and Seth Maitland as we go out of bounds. 14 seconds left. McMillan still holding on to that 1-point lead as he chose down to start the second period. Got an escape, and now Maitland picking up the pace just a bit as he's trying to get inside tie of Matt McMillan. 5 seconds left to go, and it looks like we're going to go to the third period. It'll be Maitland's choice. McMillan leads it 1-0.
Over on mat number 7, Fank is going to choose down to start the third period, and you know, Kyle Fank right now is moving at a snail's pace. He really needs to get going here. It's 6-2. He has been warned for stalling. Kitzinger now out on top, spiral ride. He gets high, and Fank is going to hit a go-behind on him. He's going to pull his head out. There's a far side half Nelson by Kitzinger. Could be a 2-point reversal here by Fank. As he pulls his head out, covers the hips of Kitzinger. Fank now goes up by a score of 8-2. And again, you got to keep wrestling. You're up 8-2 with 1:18 left. You've been warned for stalling. You got to keep the pressure on if you're Kyle Fank.
Maitland chooses down to start the third, gets a caution as we're 20 seconds into this third period. McMillan switches from the right side to the left side, working that left side chop, looking to set up a bar arm as he's got it pulled out to the side. He's trying to break Maitland down. Maitland doing a good job of keeping his base as McMillan still riding the left side. And now we're going to get stalling warning against Matt McMillan. 1:25 left to go in this match. And McMillan, having a hard time breaking Maitland down, is going to get the stalling warning here with 1:25 left to go in the match. We go set. McMillan starts on the left. Maitland to his feet. Now a single is... McMillan's going to pick up a single leg, and Maitland is going to pick up the escape. It's now 1-1, 1:15 left to go in this match.
And Jamie, with 38 seconds left to go in the third period, Kyle Fank and Stefan Kitzinger. Kitzinger has to go to the blood corner and get some cotton. It looks like he's got a mat burn or something on the bridge of his nose. They're putting a little Vaseline on it and taking care of the blood.
1 minute left to go here with Matt McMillan. Maitland again pushing the pace here. McMillan has to be careful. He can't keep going backwards. He's got to come up with a shot as Maitland doing a lot of pushing. Now McMillan circles in and pushes out. He throw by or drag duck hunter attempt. He did something. As they go off the edge of the mat, 50 seconds left to go in this match. And Matt McMillan has to push the pace here because Maitland is pushing the pace and attempting to get inside of McMillan.
You know, there's just a lot of pushing going on down there. Not a lot of shots, just a lot of pushing each other back and forth. Not too many guys, but Maitland's doing a better job of looking more aggressive, look like a little bit more action than what McMillan's doing. So hopefully, you know, McMillan can pick up at this last 30 seconds here.
He needs to feel that pressure because Maitland is just pushing forward. Now Maitland in on a high crotch. He's going to lift the leg of McMillan. McMillan sags, and he's going to come try to cut the corner and pick up two. There it is, 2-point takedown. 18 seconds left to go. Matt McMillan with a takedown. He goes up 3-1. Now a Granby roll attempt by Maitland. 10 seconds left to go. McMillan rides the left side. He's trying to chop that arm. 3 seconds left to go. A stalling warning against McMillan and an escape. No escape. We're going to give 1 point stalling against McMillan. And then if they give him an escape, that'll tie this match up. I can't believe he called stalling there.
I can't believe that stalling call there.
I cannot believe that official called stalling right there against Matt McMillan, and it looks like we are going to overtime, 3-3.
And Jamie, while you figure that out, Kyle Fank ends up riding Kitzinger for the last 30 seconds of the third period. Kyle Fank wins 8-2.
You know, Jamie, we always talk about being a referee. You cannot take control of a match. Let the kids earn it themselves with, 10 seconds, 5 seconds left. Now you become a part of a match that you should not become a part of.
McMillan was only 2 seconds, and he called stalling. So we're going to go to overtime. We're on our feet. 45 seconds left to go. Maitland in on a shot. McMillan trying to cut the corner again, and they're going to go out of bounds. 42 seconds left to go in this overtime period. Just 1 minute. McMillan, I tell you what, he does a great job of fighting off those shots by Maitland. But if he can get Maitland to take one, there's a throw-by attempt, and there's a 2-point takedown for McMillan. He wasn't going to be cheated on that one. He picks up the takedown, and he's going to win it 5-3 in overtime. So Matt McMillan overcomes the adversity there and picks up a 5-3 overtime win.
That's a nice job of McMillan right there of not letting the referee get underneath your skin after making a bad call. You know, he came out there. He wanted that match. He did a very nice job.
Well, you're exactly right, and that's just a great finish. And again, both those guys wrestled 3 matches yesterday. They come in and wrestle. They wrestled today, and that was just a great match. And I'll tell you what, great job by McMillan. Independence has one to go. They are 3-4 this first round, so they are having an outstanding first round match. First round as a team. West Delaware is 3-4 also. 3-4-5. West Delaware's 3-5. 3 on the front side, 2 on the back side. So our 2A wrestlers, and of course Cody Neighbor getting the job done at 138, so he's on the front side. So we may have a very short backside round here. We're waiting for our heavyweights to come up. At 285, we've got an area matchup. Daniel Pike from Monticello taking on Mitch Seliski from Independence. They have not called any 285-pounders up yet. So let's take another break. We're going to catch our breath, and then we'll bring you back for that 285 match, and then we're going to go right into our second round consolation. Stay with us. We've got more wild and crazy action from the well. You're listening to state tournament action right here on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
And welcome back in. We just heard from Mitch Seliski, and we are going to watch Mitch Seliski as he is going to take on an area wrestler from Monticello. That's Daniel Pike. We talked about it in our previous show, Roger. We don't like to see area wrestlers going at it in the first round, but we're going to have it here as Seliski and Pike will face off in this first round over on mat number 2. Seliski coming in here. His record is 16-11. He had an injury early in the season that kept him out of the lineup. Daniel Pike is a senior, 36-3.
Jamie will tack 2 wins on Seliski's record from yesterday, so he is 20-11 now. So hopefully the experience of wrestling down here yesterday will get him ready to go. Again, area matchup. We want to see both of these guys advance. Well, one's going to be on the front side, one's going to be on the back side. And we'll see how this goes. Pike is having an outstanding season. He's 36-3. And we saw him win that district down at Central DeWitt. Very tough field of heavyweights at Central DeWitt. And Pike getting through. Van Duzen from West Liberty is down 3-0. So he was the runner-up at that DeWitt district. And he is wrestling Dalton Lape from North Fayette Valley. So kind of out of our northern end of our listening area, Dalton Lape from North Fayette Valley qualifying for state. Well, Seliski and Pike 113 into this first period, and it's a lot of push and shoving right now. And off the edge of the mat. These guys are just about exactly the same build, body styles, tall, lean, heavyweights. Daniel Pike is very good on top with the legs. Seliski is very good on top with the cross-face cradle and the Butcher series. Pike now with the 2-on-1 Russian tie, and Seliski has to back out and give Pike a shove out of the way. 48 seconds left to go in the first period, and Pike tries a headlock on Seliski. Now Pike gives Seliski a shot off the edge, a shove off the edge of the mat. Seliski goes up the tunnel. And now he has to come back to the mat. 40 seconds left to go. Lape from North Fayette Valley will win that match with a fall over Van Duzen. 29 seconds left to go in the first period. Seliski now with the hard collar tie on Pike. Pike with a retry, trying to get inside position. And I like what Mitch Seliski's doing right now. He's keeping Pike away, keeping Pike at bay with a good collar tie. Pike, we saw, gets a little bit impatient, and at times he shoots himself out of a match. So we'll see if he's a little bit more under control here. 2 seconds left to go, and the first period's going to end.
We're going to have Mitch Evans up on mat number 3, so you stick with Mitch Seliski. And Daniel Pike, we will watch Mitch Evans. Roger Reed.
And these are wrestlebacks, guys. You win, you stay in, you lose, you're done. And you certainly don't want to get knocked out of the tournament. You know, you're down here, you wrestled yesterday. Mitch Evans is a junior. He's taking on a freshman, Kyle Anderson from Washington, who Patrick Woods pinned the first period. So, well, we'll see if Mitch Evans can do the same thing, knock the freshman out of the tournament. 1 point escape by Pike. We got to go to neutral now. Back to work. Pushing, shoving, collar tie, retie by both wrestlers. And a hard collar tie now by Pike. And a shuck attempt by Pike. Shuck tried to shuck Seliski by. And Seliski doing a nice job. Might get a stalling call against Seliski. as Pike is starting to pick up the pace now. Pike picking up the pace. Pike picking up the pace here to start this second period.
And here's Mitch Evans with a 15-second takedown as Evans for Independence is taking on Kyle Anderson from Washington, who Patrick Woods pinned in his first round match. So Evans gets a little high riding here and has his hips underneath of Anderson. Anderson trying to roll through. Evans now underneath. He's got to get his hips back up. And Anderson trying to come out the backside, trying to tuck under the arm of Mitch Evans. Evans holding on to that whizzer as he's back in good position. He's behind the legs. He's riding on top. He's got to return him to the mat, though. Don't want to get called for stalling here if you're Mitch Evans, as it's going to be a one-point escape for Anderson. It's now 2-1, 1 minute left to go, first period.
And Mitch Soliski tried a knee snatch. Just tried a quick snatch of the left knee of Daniel Pike. And now we're going to get some blood time as Pike has to go to the corner. So over to Mitch Evans. 44 seconds left to go. It's 2-1. Evans is up. And we are neutral. That was a snatch single attempt by Pike, and I think he got head-butted there, so he's got to go to the blood corner, get that taken care of. Mitch Evans in on a single. He's got Anderson lifted up, a neck wrench by Anderson. Anderson trying to high leg over Evans, and Evans is in a bit of a trouble right here. He's got to get his hips up, as Anderson's going to pick up 2 on the takedown and go up now 3-2. So Mitch Evans, guys, looking a little bit groggy here this second match.
17 seconds left to go in that first period with Mitch Evans. He now trails 3-2 on Kyle Anderson from Washington.
Soliski with a shot in on Pike. It looked like Pike twisted his ankle with 13 seconds left to go, and they're going to go back to neutral. 8 seconds left to go in this second period, and Soliski is going to be, it's going to be his choice, and he's got to go down, I think. He's going to go neutral. I think he knows the legs of Daniel Pike, so Soliski's going to have to take him down to win this match, gentlemen.
As we're going to go neutral to start the second period, it's 3-2 in favor of Kyle Anderson. So Evans has to go back to work on his feet here. Try to stay in this tournament.
Soliski and Pike. Pike's going to dive in on a double. Soliski's going to launch him off the edge of the mat with a lateral drop, but no points there. I'll tell you what, that went right into Josh Christensen, the Channel 9 news guy. He got both of Daniel Pike's feet right to the camera.
We have a new state qualifier, and there's a headlock. A headlock here. Is that Anderson with the headlock?
Yeah.
Anderson with the headlock. It's going to be 5-2. Evans trying to roll through as he is on his back. Anderson trying to tighten this thing up. Mitch Evans has to fight here as he is on his back. Anderson's going to get a 3-point near fall, looking to tighten things up here. Mitch Evans has got to fight off his back here, as now Anderson still has that headlock locked up, and here's Evans trying to fight. He's got to get out of there. 55 seconds left to go here in this second period. That's a lot of time to fight here if you're Mitch Evans. Still trying to work off his back, get belly down here. With 45 seconds left, he is, and that's going to be a 3-point near fall. Mitch Evans is going to go down now 8-2.
49 seconds left here, gentlemen, with Soliski and Pike. Pike still up 1-0. Soliski now with an underhook on Pike. He's going to try to lift the underhook and go to the single, and Pike finds the edge of the mat. 40 seconds left to go.
As I was about to say, we have a new state qualifier here in the bracket. Brock Cavanis from Knoxville, a sophomore at 19 and 27 on the season, filling in for Ethan Lamb from Mediapolis, who dislocated his elbow. We talked about it on the air last night. We knew there was an injury. He dislocated his elbow. The meat doctor came down and actually reset it right there on the mat. He walked off under his own power, but he was unable to go in this tournament here today with that dislocated elbow. We're going to go to the third period. Mitch Evans down 8-3. He's going to choose top to start period number 3.
And Jamie, with 10 seconds left to go, Soliski needs a takedown to win this match, and he's really working. There's a sweep single by Soliski, drops in on it, and Pike squares him off. There's another shot by Soliski, and that's going to do it, a 1-0 win. Great area matchup right there. Somebody had to win, somebody had to lose. Pike will win.
1-0.
Pike will win 1-0. And Soliski will lose 1-0. So we will see Mitch Soliski. We will have to stick around, gentlemen. We will see Mitch Soliski in that Russell back. Pike will move on and have the winner of Kyle Davis from Columbus Junction or Quentin Taylor from Benton Community. I didn't see who won that match. That's a tough first-round matchup for Taylor. And obviously, Soliski will have the loser of that match. Pike will have the winner. Mitch Evans over there, Jamie, 8-3, trying to dig out of that hole that he got himself in. I tell you what, Zach, I don't say Mitch Evans is laying around, but he got a little complacent on his feet, and the freshman from Washington hit him with the headlock.
Yeah, when you're back on your heels, you give a lot of opportunity for the other opponent to do something and go feet to back when you're not ready. So, what we've been talking about all morning long is that you got to go forward. You got to move your feet. You can't stand still, and that's exactly what happened to Evans.
Well, and Anderson's hanging on to that 5-point lead right now. If you're Mitch Evans, you either got to try to turn him here, you got to pin him, or you got to cut him loose and try to go something feet to back of some sort. 35 seconds left to go. Anderson down. Evans is going to ride. I'll tell you what, Evans got out early on that real quick takedown. I'll tell you what, after that, it's been Kyle Anderson, the freshman from Washington, trying to get the win. There's Anderson with the stand-up. There's a back trip by Evans. And again, you're burning a lot of clock there, Zach, with nothing to show for it.
Yeah, his opponent, Kyle Anderson, is just doing a nice job of having the clock go down, tick down, and no back points coming for Evans. So it's going to be very difficult as he sits here and cuts him to try to make something work feet to back.
Yeah, he's going to try to go. You got to do something. He's going to go optional start and going to try to go out in front of him and throw a cradle on him of some sort. But Anderson is going to hang on to that leg of Evans, and no points to show for it. Anderson can give up a couple of points. There's a nice scoop by Evans now. He's got that arm scoop. He's going to try to throw Anderson to his back, and he's going to run out of time right there. Mitch Evans is going to lose that match, guys, by a score of 8-3, and he's going to get knocked out of the tournament. Our first area casualty, as Mitch Evans' junior campaign is going to come to a screeching halt after wrestling so well yesterday in the duels, suffering 2 losses to Rathman from Center Point Urbana 16-2, and then losing to Anderson from Washington 8-3. I thought that was a winnable match, but Evans got behind, and that hole was just too much to dig out of.
It's very difficult when 5-point move happens to come back as a wrestler. It's very difficult to do, especially if you don't get on your offense. Then you give the opportunity of your opponent to sit there and stall out the rest of the match. So that was very difficult. Nice job, good season by Evans.
And especially down here, Zach, you talk about coming back from a 5-point deficit at the state tournament. You're wrestling good kids every round, so you get down 5-0 on good, or you give up a 5-point move against good kids. It's definitely hard to come back. Well, we're going to have a short break. Connor Wickman will be up shortly there at weight class 126. He'll be at 132. Consolation round action for Connor Wickman as he is going to take on Ryan Fout from Clear Lake, a sophomore who is 28-9. We'll take a break and come back. You're listening to state tournament coverage right here on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH. And welcome back in to the Wells Fargo Arena. Well, with in-studio producer Janelle Tucker, Jamie Vasky, Roger Reed, and Zach McCool back with you here as we get you set for 132-pound consolation round match as Connor Wickman from West Delaware will be taking on Ryan Fout from Clear Lake. Fout is a sophomore at 28-9. Wickman is a senior for West Delaware at 29-14.
Well, gentlemen, it's do or die time. You're Connor Wickman, you're a senior. It's the last time you're going to put that singlet on. Could be, potentially could be. You gotta go right now. You got 6 minutes. The only thing you're guaranteed is this match right here, and you don't want to leave the tournament here 0-2.
This is where you got to really dig down deep. Definitely get out here, show your offense, show your best moves. Really dig down deep here.
That's right. 30 seconds into the first period, and tell you what, Wickman's trying to set up that fireman's carry. That's a front headlock now by Wickman. I tell you what, you got to get that first takedown. Wickman now going to a 2-on-1 tie, and Fout is long and lanky. Wickman short and stocky. Again, 2-on-1 by Wickman, trying to set up a fireman's carry off of it. Let's get a stalemate there. Neither wrestler is trying to advance with that, trying to do anything with it, but hang on. Thank you very much. Stalemate, 58 seconds left to go. Fout hustles back to the center. This is Russell back, so we're going 2-2-2 here. You win, you stay in the tournament. You lose, you are done. And Fout was beaten by, let's check this out at 132. Fout was beaten by Bryce Leshen from Albia. Wickman beaten by Trevor Harsh, 1-0. So again, Jamie and Zach, Wickman came to life the third period of that last match. You got to start that way here. He had opportunities to beat Harsh, and he ran out of time. You got time on the clock, you got to take advantage of it and just really get after it. Front headlock now by Wickman. Fout's trying to drag him. Wickman has Fout for 2. Boy, almost had Fout on his back for more than that. That was a very, very nice job. A short drag attempt by Fout as Wickman had the front headlock, and Wickman just stayed with it and went right to, there's going to be a 2-point reversal, a 1-point escape. Wickman went underneath the arm and a wing down by Fout in the short sit. There's a 1-point escape again with no time left on the clock. 2-1 lead for Wickman going to the second period. It's going to be his choice. He's got the green leg bands on. He's going to defer over to Fout, and Fout will choose down. Clear Lake wrestling in the duels yesterday. You got to hope they're a little bit tired, a little groggy, and Connor Wickman's got to take advantage of that. Connor Wickman on the whistle is going to ride the right side. There's a stand-up by Fout, and Wickman's going to dive in on the double, pick up Fout, drive him in right into the score table. That's being aggressive, Connor Wickman right there, as he dives right in on a double and keeps his feet running and takes Fout right into the scorer's table, and they've got to readjust this table. We saw some scorers scramble there. That was a nice job by Wickman. 2-1, Connor Wickman, the senior from West Delaware, trying to keep his hopes alive, trying to wrestle one more day. Again, you win this match, you get to wrestle one more day, you're guaranteed at least one more match. There's a stand-up by Fout. Wickman in on a single. He's going to lift Fout. Now he's going to try to backtrip Fout. Nice job of that return. Fout comes right back up to his feet. If you're Connor Wickman, he's holding on right here, Zach. You got to do something with it. And Fout's going to come up, and he's going to get a 1-point escape. 2-2 now. Deuces all across the board. Second period, the score is tied up 2-2. Connor Wickman working some hand control. Fout with the retie. Wickman the senior, Fout the sophomore. Fout's record now is 28-9. Wickman 29, trying to pick up his 30th win. That would be a very fine season to pick up 30 wins. But I tell you what, you've got to dent that defense. Connor Wickman's got to get right back to work on that low shot and attack. That Connor Wickman just looks like he's content to go to the third period right here. I'd like to see him be a little bit more aggressive.
Roger, now earlier in this match, and actually the first period, is you saw a lot of opportunities of Connor Wickman able to go from feet to back, and that's what I'd like to see here is, right away he had feet to back, and then also from the standing position he almost went feet to back. So hopefully that's something that we could see here in the rest of this match.
And he scored 13 points against a very, very good wrestler from Northeast Goose Lake on Saturday at that district. He was on fire, and we certainly haven't seen that explosiveness in either one of these two matches. Granted, you're wrestling some outstanding competition here, but you've got to get going here. You're 7 seconds. There's a knee snatch by Fout. Again, 4 seconds. You don't want to give up 2 here. 1 second, and that's going to do it. Boy, that was close. Another 5 seconds. Wickman would have given up 2. And Wickman's choice is going to go down. It's tied up now, 2-2. Wickman's got a score here. Upset alert on mat number 3. Teonte Parks from Assumption down 7-1. Could be more. All right, Wickman with a 1-point escape. He hopped right up out of there, and now he's up 3-2. A long shot by Fout, front headlock by Wickman. You got to make a count here. Now front headlock by Fout as they go back to their feet. 139. Again, you can't sit on that 1 point. 1 point is not enough here to sit on, gentlemen. We've seen it before. Jamie, you've seen it. We've seen it all over the place.
Well, we have, and that's Connor Wickman is going to give up a 2-point takedown here. You're sitting on that lead. That 1 point, just that 1 point lead isn't enough here at the state tournament. You got to build on it.
Well, Fout's going to try to lock up a drive cradle on Wickman. Wickman now down 4-3. Another 1-point match for the senior from West Delaware. Now we're going to get stalling. Wickman is going to pop back to his feet. I don't understand that stalling call. Referee called Wickman for stalling. Unbelievable call. It's 4-4 now.
Roger, how do you call a stalling call when somebody's trying to lock up a drive cradle on you? You can't do anything besides try to belly down right in that situation.
Fout now on the go here on Wickman. Wickman with the front headlock. Fout's going to try to short drag out of it again. We saw Wickman score 2. The first takedown here. You got to be careful if you're Connor Wickman. Now Wickman with an underhook on Fout and off the edge of the mat. Wickman's been called for stalling. Now you got to go here. You got to go. 4-4. You can't, if you're Connor Wickman, you can't give up 2. You got to get 2. And then you got to keep wrestling. 40 seconds. There's a long shot by Wickman. Head down. And he's going to give up 2. 35 seconds left to go. It's 6-4 now. Fout up. Wickman back to his feet. Fout drops in, picks up a single. Wickman 1-point escape. It's now 6-5. 26 seconds left to go. Wickman down by 1. You got to get going, Connor Wickman. 20 seconds. Same situation was in the last match. You can't end your senior career losing 2 1-point matches in the state tournament. 14 seconds left to go. Fout hanging on to that 2-on-1. Now we're going to get stalling against Fout. 10 seconds left. 6-5. Connor Wickman's got to shoot right now. Long shot by Wickman. Down block by Fout. 6 seconds left to go. 4 seconds left to go. 3 seconds left to go. And boy, what an agonizing day for Connor Wickman. Long shot by Wickman. Once again, Fout backs up. 6-5. Wickman loses 1-0, loses 6-5, and he's going to get knocked out of the tournament. And Jamie, Zach, that is a killer right there. That is something when you take off that singlet, you're going to look back and you're going to think, I lost 2 1-point matches in the state tournament and I got knocked out on the first day. That is hard to stomach.
That is very difficult to stomach right there. Connor Wickman, we talked about in his first match, a lot of long shots, square shots with his head down. He's got a very, very nice shot, but at the same time, as when your head's down, it's very difficult to see that leg, to see where you're going. Very easy for spin 2 takedown, just exactly what happened to him on Fout there. So, great career. Just came up a little bit short today.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and that is just very, very difficult to stomach. And boy, you feel for the kid. You're 1 point, you're 1 takedown away from winning the first round. You're 1 point from advancing here, losing a 6-5 match, and but that's Jamie. That's state wrestling. We see it. We're gonna see it, and it's just something that happens down here. You don't want it to happen, but it happens.
It does. You've got to be ready, and you've got to be you got to be aggressive early. You can't wait to the end to try to make something happen and come back. So Connor Wickman's going to go down, our second area wrestler out of the tournament, as we will take another short break, and we will come back with Jake Voss, as he will be taking on Jake Voss. We'll be taking on Ryan Woods from Osage. Right after this, you're listening to state wrestling coverage from KMCH Sports. And welcome back in as we are in the weight class 160-pound consolation round 1, as we will have Jake Voss from West Delaware, the senior, for the Hawks. He is 39-5. He'll be taking on Ryan Woods from Osage, who's a senior at 36-13. So Jake Voss has to forget about what happened in that first round, guys, and just come back here and come back and get third. Come back and make it worth being down here.
Well, that's right, Jamie. This is not the spot where Jake Voss thought he would be, but that's where he is. He's got to make the best of it. He's going to come right out with the 2-point takedown. And Voss is going to find himself on his back, Jamie. Oh, boy, disastrous for Jake Voss. He's going to give up 2 and 2, but he's going to get the 2 back, so it's tied up at 4. He got a little bit out of position there, and Woods winged him down, hip heisted, and Voss found himself on his back. And I'll tell you what, Coach Jeff Voss in the chair I'll tell you what, his heart sunk a million miles right there as he got up and turned away, and then Coach Lenz grabbed him and said, hey, it's going to be okay. 1:17 left to go. It's 4-4 here. And there's that same thing by Woods. Voss goes underneath, and Woods wings him down and hip heist and picked up the 2-point reversal, 6-4.
Just a guy that's rolling around on the mat, finding himself on top of Voss here. You know, this is a guy that you got to keep tight. You got to have a hold of something, break down his hips, because if you let him roll, you never know what's going to happen here.
Well, as a coach, I've been here. You know, as a coach, you've got kids that lose. They have great high expectations of winning that first-round match, and then they lose, and then it's just a mental game. You know, forget about all the physical preparation you've done, Zach. It's all about being mentally ready. You got to forget it. You got to flush it, and then you got to refocus. And Jake Voss right now down 6-4. Woods is 36 and 13, 36 and 14 on the year. A very formidable opponent with that many wins. So Jake Voss is really going to have to get busy here. Voss giving up uncharacteristically, giving up 6 points. Stand up by Voss. He might have Woods on his back for a 1-point escape, and Woods is hurt. Woods is hurt as Voss, and he's going to bump his head there. That's going to be a 1-point escape. We got to go neutral with 30 seconds left. A wild and crazy match, 6-5. Jake Voss uncharacteristically giving up that many points in a match. We don't usually see that. Back to action, 24 seconds left. Voss crowding Woods. Again, Osage, very, very good wrestler from Osage. There's a nice front headlock, and that's where Jake Voss has to wrestle. I think Jamie and Zach, he found out where he needed to be right there.
You know, although we want to try to work pinning combinations, but with a guy that likes to roll and do funky things, maybe it's time for Jake Voss to realize he's better on his feet in this situation. You know, he's pretty taking him down with front headlocks with ease right here. So really we got to start figuring out what Jake Voss needs to do.
Well, he's going to take down right here. He's got the red leg bands on, and sitting over in the chair for Osage, I want to say hi to Matt Gast, the former coach at Edgewood Colesburg, now back at his home stomping grounds of Osage. So having a couple qualifiers here today. Voss is going to choose down. Here comes the legs by Woods. Cross body rides by Woods. We did not see that when Woods got on top of Voss the first time. So Jake Voss will have his work cut out for him here. Voss doing a nice job getting some hip clearance. Now he's going to back into Woods. Hip heist, goes to his feet for stand-up. 1-point escape. Voss is going up now, 8-2. Voss going up, 8-2. Oh, it's going to get 1. Oh, pulling back on. Let him wrestle there. That was a strength move by Voss. He came with an underhook, got his hips underneath Woods, and launched Woods to his back, but off the edge of the mat. Voss looked like most of his body was on, and Woods was off. Here comes Voss right back to that front headlock. One more time. He's got Woods down on the mat. Now he throws Woods to his back. There's 2. 123. Voss is going to go to a headlock finish. Let's see if we can get the fall here. Jake Voss trying to ease the sting of the pain of that first loss. He's got Woods on his back. Slap the mat, Mr. Referee. 1:10 left to go. Voss looking for a fall here as he's got Woods flat on his back. Woods with that right shoulder. Now Voss is going to readjust here. Should be a fall here. If Voss can go chest to chest and tee out on Woods, and Woods is going to roll out.
We're back in that same situation as we saw earlier this morning. Was, you know, his head on the mat. You got to really, once you get in those situations, we got to hold that head up and get his head off the mat to pin his shoulders down on that mat.
Well, Voss going right back to work. You're exactly right, Zach. You know, you never let somebody off their back. You get them on their back, especially that close to being a fall, and don't let them off their back. Don't give them another opportunity. But Jake Voss going to work on a chicken wing. He's got Woods on his back. This could do it right here. Referee down once again, 23 seconds. Woods showing some flexibility again, rolling through on that chicken wing inside wrist of Voss, but it's going to be a 3-point near fall at 16-6. Right now with 14 seconds left to go, Jake Voss looking for some more. He's got Woods over again. It should be that's a different pin combination there, guys. Give him 3 and then give him 3 more. Our referee's still got the got 3 on his fingers. It's a 3-point near fall. That should have been 3 and 3. Went from a chicken wing
to a ball and chain.
And Woods is going to choose up. Woods is going to go neutral. So now you got to be careful if you're Jake Voss. No forward straight line pressure here. Keep working that front headlock. Keep snapping. And now a double leg takedown or double leg shot by Voss. Double underhook now by Woods. Got to be very careful here. You don't want to get pancaked to your back. Voss is going to back out. Good job by Jake Voss getting out of that predicament. Again, nothing to your back now, Zach.
A lot of good side movement here, a lot of circling, so you're not straight on with a outside single right there. That's exactly what you have to do with a guy that's looking for a throw or feet to back move.
18-6 now, so Voss cranking it up here after this match was tied at 1 point, 4-4 in the first period. It's been all Jake Voss, and he's wrestling like he's got to burn his saddle right now. He's wrestling with maybe a little bit of anger in that singlet, and wanting to prove that he still deserves to be on that podium on Saturday night. His work is cut out for him now as he's on the backside. This first round consolation is huge. 1:08 left to go. 18-6 lead for Voss. Now we're going to call Voss for stalling. Unbelievable. No, that's Woods for stalling underneath. Thank you very much. Woods for stalling underneath. Voss working that ball and chain. Now chicken wing. Ball and chain with the left, chicken wing with the right. He has Woods on his back now. Reverse half Nelson. Get the fall right here. 44 seconds left to go.
Lift the head.
There's the fall right there. In 5:19, gentlemen. Jake Voss will advance with a fall in 5:19. So Voss will stay in the tournament. And again, that's just what the doctor ordered. That will soothe the wounds just a little bit there, guys.
For now.
And we will not know his opponent until after the round tomorrow. So Voss will move on. He will have the loser of match 2204, which we're not sure who that would be yet.
The Webster City, Alex Oswald or J.J. Clark for Clarinda.
Okay. So there you have it. Well, we're waiting for Matt Soliski from Independence.
No, we're not. We're waiting for Mitch Soliski
from Independence. Thank you. I do that all the time. Mitch
and
Soliski
I correct
from
you all the
Independence.
time.
Yes, you do, and I appreciate that so much. So I know we got some viewers out there. If you wouldn't do it, or some listeners out there, we would have some
we better get to break.
You better take it, Jamie. Let's go to break.
We'll take a break and come back. You're listening to State Wrestling coverage on Mix 94.7 KMCH. Ah, yes, you are listening to State Wrestling coverage on KMCH. And back with you is Jamie Vaskey, Roger Reed, and Zach McCool as we sit high atop the Wells Fargo Arena. We are here at the Well for the Class 2A first round and first round consolations as we get you set. As Mitch Soliski from Independence is getting set to take on Quentin Taylor from Benton Community.
Jamie, this was a semifinal round match at the WAMAC tournament about 3 weeks ago. And we had no idea that they would be meeting here this second round, but they are. It's backside consolation second round. And the winner's going to stay in and the loser's going to be done. And at the WAMAC tournament, Taylor won that match. I believe it was an overtime match, but he won that match. So, should be another doozy as we wait for that to step up. While we've got a minute here, Jamie, you had a special Jake Voss announcement that you wanted to make. You wanted,
Jake Voss.
Jake Voss.
I couldn't hear you over the PA announcer there. Jake Voss. I wanted to mention this last Saturday at Districts, but I forgot. I wanted to announce it before we started today, but we forgot. But Jake Voss actually, I believe it was on Saturday, or Tuesday, I think Tuesday of the regional duels with his win. He overtook Adam Reth for West Delaware's all-time win record. It was 153. Jake Voss has surpassed that, and I'm not sure what he's at now with his record now, but I tell you what, a great career by Jake Voss, and he is now West Delaware's all-time leading wrestler, winningest wrestler in program history. The guy between us here, Roger, I believe is number 4.
I believe it is number 4 now.
I think now you are number 4 because you got Jake Voss, Adam Reth, Kalen Lenz, Nathan Vasky, and then you. So you're number 5. You just.
Well, Zach, if there's any consolation, records were made to be broken, so there you have it.
And I think the kids wrestle a few more matches than they used to. They got those dual tournaments that they get to wrestle in, so we'll give you a break on that one, buddy. Mitch Selesky, Quentin Taylor up on mat number 8, our last match here of this first session, and then we will come back at 2 o'clock as the Western Dubuque Bobcats 6 wrestlers will take the mat, starting with Colin Kerprick. Right off the bat as Colin Kerprick will have his match. He'll be on mat number 8. So where we finish off here, we will start in Class 3A.
That's exactly right. There's going to be some great matches in 3A. Of course, Western Dubuque qualifying 6 wrestlers, having a great district last weekend, so that's going to be a fun round for us. Well, we've got Taylor and Selesky battling on mat number 8 to our left. 1:16 left to go in the first period, and these two know each other very, very well. 2 fine seniors, and one of them, their career is going to be over. The other one, they will live for another day of wrestling in their school colors. And Quentin Taylor losing his first round match to a very good Kyle Davis from Columbus Junction, and a 5-1 in sudden victory. And Mitch Selesky losing 1-0 to Daniel Pike. So both these guys suffered pretty tough first round matches, and they're meeting right here. And again, the winner stays in, Zach, and the loser has to go home.
Yeah, in these matches in the heavyweight division here, a lot of low scoring matches. You got to be the one that comes out on top. Continue to try to get that first takedown, because usually that first takedown is huge in these upper weight classes with not a lot of points scored.
Yeah, and I believe this one did go to overtime at the WAMAC, so I'm anticipating, unless somebody decides to shoot themselves out of this match, I'm probably predicting right now that this match probably will go as the first period is over and no points on the scoreboard. Quentin Taylor out of Benton Community, the Bobcats, coached by T.J. Murphy. And sitting in the corner, they're coaching his big guy. Quentin Taylor's had an outstanding senior season. He's 39-6. This would be win number 40 if he gets it. Mitch Selesky having a very fine senior year. I don't think anybody thought through the middle of the season that he would be even healthy enough to make it to the state tournament, but he's really caught fire and he's done a nice job. And as a senior wrestling down here in the state tournament, that's a pretty special thing. Back to our feet we go. And 1:31 left to go. There's a snatch single by Taylor. A nice down block by Selesky. Hard to pick that leg up. So Quentin Taylor with that escape is going to go up 1-0. And again, this thing is probably going to be settled in overtime of some sort. But we'll wait and see. Collar tie by Taylor, retie by Selesky. Selesky doing a nice job. Mitch Selesky needs to put pressure on here, Zach, and force the action to Taylor. We've talked about that in this morning's session. There's a sweep single by Taylor. He's in deep on the left leg of Selesky. Nice down block. Here's an opportunity for Selesky to pick up 2, and he couldn't cut the corner on Taylor.
There's just a lot of standing around right now in the middle of the mat. Not much movement here.
Taylor now has a single up on Selesky, and he's going to sit Selesky to his backside. That's got to be 2 for Taylor. That was just Quentin Taylor's dropped some weight there, Zach, and he's showing a little quickness and not afraid to shoot under Mitch Selesky.
Yeah, as we said before, once you get in those shots with your head up, you got to keep driving, and that's exactly what he did.
40 seconds left to go, second period. This is the last match out. So there's a 1-point escape by Selesky. It's now 3-1 in favor of Quentin Taylor from Benton Community. 30 seconds left to go. Clock is running. Taylor again looking for his 40th win of his senior campaign. And a shot to stay in the tournament. Saliski looking for his 19th win and a shot to stay in the tournament.
I wonder if we can have, during this break, if we can request that scoreboard either be moved or elevated a little bit, because I believe it needs to get higher, because we can't. The guy sitting there running the scoreboard.
Or Jamie, one more suggestion: we could get a smaller scorekeeper.
Yeah, exactly.
We get a smaller scorekeeper because he is a mountain of a man sitting there blocking our view. So I have to see. I have a connection down there with Mr. Todd Tharp. So during our break, I'll see if I can run Todd down and see if they can move that. There's a stand up by Saliski. Taylor drops in on that single, picks it up, and gets that left leg of Saliski way up in the air, then back trips him. And no change of position. Still a 3-1 lead by Quentin Taylor, and we're into the third period. And we've got to get a restart. Quentin Taylor doing a nice job controlling hips, controlling hands, blocking off that initial move. There's a stand-up again by Saliski, and Taylor just reaches down and picks up that right leg this time. Now he's going to elevate that right leg. Saliski's showing a lot of flexibility there as that right heel went way above his head, and another back trip by Taylor takes Saliski down. 1:24 left to go in the match. So good movement by Saliski, and again, maybe a knee slide, Zach, to get out away from Taylor and then to his feet.
Not much explosion that we've seen all morning by any of our area wrestlers. A lot of just base sit. That's what you got to do if you want to get off the bottom, is basically explode out of there.
Well, you're right. We're close to under a minute in this match. Taylor now, there's a nice stand-up by Saliski. He's going to split the hands of Taylor. It's 3-2. Nice stand-up now. Saliski got his feet cleared. Got to his feet. There's a double by Taylor. I'll tell you what, that was an elbow post. Saliski came to a collar tie. Taylor bumped the elbows, posted the elbows up, dropped it on a double, but Saliski was off the edge of the mat. So good quickness there once again by the Benton Community heavyweight. Very opportunistic, taking advantage of the pressure again of Mitch Saliski. Again, 42 seconds left to go in the match, so it's close to do or die time here. If you're Mitch Saliski, you've got to set something up. You got to go for something. You got to get Benton Community's Taylor out of position so you can score. Again, Saliski is very good at pummeling, but you got to score some points, Zach. Maybe a duck under a throw by of something.
We talk about go to your go-to move, your best move that you have here. You don't have much time left in your last match of your career if we do not score points. So he's got to do his go-to move, try to get that 2-point takedown.
Saliski trying to work inside position on Taylor. Might get stalling call against Taylor. I wouldn't think of it right now as Taylor's been aggressive also. There's an underhook by Taylor, an overhook by Saliski. Saliski trying to set up a throw, and Taylor's doing a nice job backing out. Saliski now is going to try to launch. Taylor sags. That's going to be a 2-point takedown. That's going to be the match. It's going to be a 5-2 Taylor win. Mitch Saliski will get dumped out of the tournament. So Quentin Taylor will move on. TJ Murphy's Taylor will move on. Quentin Taylor again getting the win over Saliski as he did in the WAMAC. Mitch Saliski having a great day yesterday, Jamie and Zach, but his fine career for Coach Mike Doyle in the Independence Mustang will come to a screeching halt on the first day of the state tournament right here at the Wells Fargo Arena.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because, he had a great career for the Mustangs, and it's gonna come to an end here today, as you can kind of see him walking off the mat there, a little somber here as he closes off his career in that Independence Mustang uniform. Well, we'll do a quick recap before we get you on your way, and we will be back for the Class 3A wrestlers starting at 2 o'clock. We started at weight class 113. Patrick Woods took on Kyle Anderson and won that match by fall in 1 minute 1 second. Tomorrow, Patrick Woods will take on Brock Rathbun from Center Point Urbana, who was a winner over Mitch Evans in the first round, 16-2. against Independence. So it'll be Woods and Rathbun in the second round. And then Evans for Independence. He lost that first round match and then lost 8-3 to Kyle Anderson from Washington. So Mitch Evans' season is done. At 126, Sam Phillips from West Delaware, a first round win over Dylan Faulkner from Greene County in 4 minutes and 28 seconds. He will take on Parker Withen from Roland Story City tomorrow. He's a junior at 31-7. Weight class 132, Connor Wickman, a tough day for him as he goes 0-2. He lost in the first match. Trevor Harsh from ADM Adele, 1-0 the score in that one. And then he came on the backside and lost to Ryan Fout, another 1 point loss. Fout from Clear Lake beating Wickman 6-5. So Connor Wickman's career at West Delaware is over. At weight class 138, Cody Neighbor from Beckman with a first round fall in 346 over Kane Blenderman from Sergeant Bluff Luton. So tomorrow, Neighbor will take on Kieran Roebuck from Knoxville, who is a senior at 37-6. Chase Straw from Independence got a fall in 417 in his first round match against Carter Cahill from Central DeWitt. He will take on Bradley Irwin from Centerville in the quarterfinal round. At weight class 160, we talked about how tough that weight class was. Jake Voss from West Delaware loses his first round match against Brett Leshin from Albia 5-3. He then came back on the backside and defeated Ryan Woods of Osage by fall in 5 minutes and 19 seconds. At weight class 170, Brent Lammers from West Delaware with a 7-3 win in his first round match. Threw Grant Lehman to his back late in that match to get the win, 7-3. He'll take on Tyler Lutz from BCLUW tomorrow in the quarterfinals. 182, Kyle Fank from Independence with a 8-2 win over Stephen Kinsinger from MOC Floyd Valley. Fank the winner there. He will take on Julio Sanchez from Grinnell tomorrow in the quarterfinals. 195, Matt McMillan from Independence with a 5-3 overtime win against Seth Maitland from Creston. He will take on Christian Brobst from Sioux City Heelan in the quarterfinal round tomorrow. At heavyweight, Daniel Pike from Monticello was a winner, 1-0 over Mitch Zaleski from Independence in the first round. Tomorrow in the quarters, Daniel Pike will take on Kyle Davis from Columbus Junction, who's a junior at 40-3. And at heavyweight, we just saw it, Mitch Zaleski, 2 tough matches for him as he lost to Pike 1-0. He then came back on the backside and lost to Quentin Taylor from Benton Community 5-2, and that's going to be how Mitch Zaleski's career at Independence comes to an end. Well, that's going to do it for us here right now. We will be back with the Class 3A wrestlers starting at 2 o'clock as it's the 3A session. The Western Dubuque Bobcats, they've got 6 wrestlers down here. We'll be covering them. That starts at 2 and goes until 5:15 with the 3A first round and first round consolations. Fellas, we're back for more in just a little bit, starting at around 2 o'clock. A good first session.
Well, you're right, Jamie. It was. We had a lot of action. We're following 12 2A wrestlers. We had 3 casualties in Wickman, Evans, and Saliski. So, you got 9 out of the 12 still going. So, that's you always kind of like to think about getting 50% of the kids through. You've got 9 out of the 12, so that's a pretty good percentage, and that's a good day.
It is. Well, that's going to do it for us. For in-studio producer Janelle Tucker, my partners Roger Reed and Zach McCool, this is Jamie Vasky saying so long from the Wells Fargo Arena. We'll be back at 2. You've been listening to State Wrestling coverage on Mix 94.7 KMCH.